is very, very scary. Now, the question for me is that we have 25 seconds remaining. Is this going to be a Camille going into the jungle and full Sin mode, or are we really going to see Set put on life support? As what ends up happening with him is that he has about 10 minutes to pop off, and if he doesn't, what you end up getting is come mid-game, a level 10 Set while all the solo laners are 14, and he has components of a Deadman and a Cinder Hulk. So
yeah,
he ends up basically being a pile of rocks, pretty much. And
that's Ornn's job.
His
Wait, it's Malphite's job. That's true. But I mean, there are tools on the side of T1, and this time around, it's not going to be the Fast and the Furious type game that DRX are so used to playing, right? They will have to change up their playstyle just a little bit as they move into this game. However, their composition, as far as ease of use, is like just outstanding.
Yes. DRX, I think, have really decimated this draft phase, and I really feel like all of the pressure is actually on Kana and top lane on the Camille, because that's the one champion where they can maybe find victory from.
It's going to be all about Doran being able to play back, being able to keep himself alive. In the earlier levels, of course, it's actually fine for the Ornn, but when the later game hits and kind of gets a couple of items, even just getting a Trinity Force does really help you out. He's not going to buy any items just yet, though. He's just going to chill in base. But decides to go for the Doran shield. And I hope he spoke to Doran before that, before buying his shield. As there is Chovy in that mid lane. So good matchup in mid for DRX. Bottom lane is going to be absolutely fine as well. In fact, Karma has a great time against Kalista. It's just the top lane that the question marks are going to lie. And the jungle feels good for DRX also. As there's the switch back for the sweeper on Carrier's side, and no early shenanigans happening this game. Now, I don't even know what the world of 2-0ing T1 DRX is. I wasn't expecting this in any way, but so far, coming out of the draft in game number 2, it's feeling like a likely scenario that we find ourselves in.
See what you did there. Likely scenario. I like it, Alice.
You're my likely scenario. I saw the schedule, so I guess I was aware of that.
Yeah.
All right, well, T1 just going to have to calm themselves down, and we'll see whether Faker can get his hard carry pants on this time, because the shockwaves certainly weren't landing when he wanted them to in that first game.
Well, we'll see what T1 can manage to do in the early phases of this game. Because if Set doesn't come up with anything super early on, everything is just going to be really, really doomed. Because he is not able to keep up with Graves' clear speed, and Graves will just outscale him. And I mean, right off the bat, we have Cuz going for a very gambler start. He's just doing red straight into blue. He'll get level 3 and then start going for gangs. And what he can try to do is utilize the pressure that he exerts early in order to try to convert into Scuttle Crabs as a means of making up for the fact that he's not as fast as Graves, and what ends up happening when he elects for a jungle opening like this. So,
wow. Teddy and Effort just lost the experience of 2 minions. That might actually be a relatively big deal. Carrier's not going to find the Mantrid Q. This isn't about Teddy and Effort not being very good, by the way, guys. This is an obscene lane to go up against. Karma and Ezreal are very, very strong in tandem. And also, melee and short range, not necessarily the greatest up against double ranged. So there will be a lot of extra poke. This will certainly be a lane that DRX can play through. You can see that's already happening. But the lead isn't gigantic, not insurmountable or anything like that. And Teddy is very, very good at Kalista.
Yeah. And you can see Pioshek not going for the pin on the Scuttle Crab. It's actually located in between the 2 trees, right where Set is right now. You can actually pin the Scuttle Crab, it can't move.
Yeah, I believe that Cuz was actually spotted.
Yeah.
As Pioshek gets down a ward, and should have Quick Draw actually available as well. Looking for a back is Chovy taking a bit of damage here, as you generally do in a melee versus ranged matchup. Cuz looking to come in, he's just doing a wander through the mid lane, not bad.
And you can see Faker doesn't want to actually CS any of the minions while Cuz is there. Doesn't want to share EXP.
Yep.
And now Graves, he's about to do all around the world. He's going to go Golems, Wraiths, Wolves, Gromp.
Love it.
And just full clear. And this is what's so exciting is that the onus isn't on him to do anything. It's basically saying, Set, you need to figure out what you're going to try to do because my champions are more effective than yours on their own accord.
Faker in trouble, actually. Electrocute proc goes down. Cuz was in the area, but Chovy just trading very, very well as he makes his way back with his teleport. Sand Soldier's not quite able to do enough, and you can see Cuz just here to try and make sure that they can shove out this lane. The Timewind is coming through thick and fast, and it looks like they're not actually able to achieve their goal.
Oh, yeah.
That's a disaster, waste of time.
Right, and also Cuz is absorbing so much EXP, and because Faker's mana pool is so low, Chovy's able to shove in again. Oh, man.
Yeah, there goes the exhaust onto Effort. Titan's Wrath was okay as Deft gets the flash out of Effort. It was an arcane shift away from him just being dead, so I do like the flash, but Teddy also having to use the heal is a huge deal. Pardon the rhyme. And now even Pyosik in position to go for some sort of counter gank. This ward just dying as Pyosik turns up. Bit of a disaster, to be honest.
Well.
All right. Can we just skip to Korean just for a second there? Just to translate, he said,
I thought he was going for a counter gank or something, anticipating a set, but...
I think he was teaching Cuz how to shove a lane for your laners, maybe? Not entirely sure. That was very perplexing.
That was very surprising, actually. I thought he was going to hide in the brush because he had the sweeper active, and it looked like he was anticipating a counter. And you saw Nautilus waiting maybe to go for a hook, but actually just came in to shove out the wave. But with the size of that minion wave, I don't think Ezreal or Karma were really in any danger.
No.
So he actually just stunts his clear speed a little bit. Not the end of the world, though. He is still ahead of Set.
Speaking of being ahead, Faker is laning very well at the moment on his Zia. Able to at least clear out these minions very, very effectively. Does have 4 in the lead as the dust settles as well, so we'll be about a minion wave ahead. Chovy moving on down towards this bottom side of the map. Does have his ultimate at the moment. We'll see whether he's actually skilled it. Some echoes that like to hide their clone. It looks like Chovy has skilled it, so not going to go for the next level. Cuz comes on in, should be able to clear out this control ward as Barrier makes his way up. Possibly getting a sort of pincer here. The Canna's roaming down, yeah. Alright, DRX just to give Doran the extra time, and they will give up on that one.
Yeah. And Pyosik almost going to be level 6. Cuz as well, and remember Cuz, even though he is down a little bit, he has shared a lot of EXP with Faker, and big trade.
Yeah, once again, Chovy going in onto Faker. Do need to keep doing this over and over again, otherwise you do just get abused by all of these Sand Soldiers, making circles over and over again. As Cuz is going to move on in. Now looking for Deft, who's just going to flash. Actually had Arcane Shift on cooldown, and then Cuz face breaks the air. All of those little air molecules are broken. They have little broken molecule faces.
Okay. That sounds painful.
Yeah.
To be honest. That, you know, I'm not entirely sure what, you know.
I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. You know?
At this point, you can see that the junglers are trading sides, and this is going to give Set the blue, and Chovy uses Parallel Convergence, or his ultimate, to get back into the lane.
All right, good ulti there from Canna, but he's going to break his own ultimate, and now the flash in from Pyosik. This is absolutely everything. Some yikesy stuff happening all over the place by the looks, as Cuz is now just going to dive on top of Deft, and he is going to die. So, Canna survives. Deft is dead on the bottom side. Some whoopsies happening across the board. It's getting late here in Korea, but certainly some weird stuff going on, as hopefully they've shaken their sillies out now. But it was a good dive there from T1 bottom side, and will get themselves the first blood, as Canna is going to interrupt Doran, and this could just be that first solo kill that they're looking for. Nope. going to have that Searing Charge available relatively soon as well, as Pyosik going to take down Shelly. And Chovy gets himself a turret plate in the mid lane, and that'll help even out the gold just a bit.
And Chovy is going even, pretty much, in the laning phase. Pyosik does pick up the Rift Herald. Does have a bit of an XP lead over Cuz, but that top blunder,
Yeah.
which is all that you can really call it, is very unfortunate. Kana doing a very good job this time around.
It's actually it's huge how much that means, though.
Yeah.
You know, this is just a gigantic advantage for T1 when it should have been a trade, right? But
yes.
Instead, it was just T1 getting everything and losing priority of the jungle as well, given the fact that they do give away the position of Pyosik as well and his flash. A lot of things that are going wrong. Cinderhawk not quite done here for Cuz. T1 are going to be able to take down this first Ocean Drake. But Warrior Enchant's up here for Pyosik. He's very strong. But not if he doesn't hit any of his buttons. Let's have a look at this fight once again.
Yep. So he gets knocked up, uses Hextech Ultimatum, doesn't have his potion going until near the end, and flashes away. But given that he said, I lived. But given that, someone said, good job, I couldn't make out who that was. But given that Doran was tanking the turret, Graves doesn't need to press R.
Yeah.
He could just keep walking and auto-attacking, and then you save your ultimate. And so definitely Pyosik really dropping the ball there.
Now Doran looking to try and keep himself alive against Cuz and Canna. Searing Charge is good, but the face breaker comes down. There's the showstopper, but the Bella's Breath is too good. And Doran survives. Still 0-0-0. As Chovy here in the mid lane will push out this wave, and Faker, unable to help his top lane, will now just clean up all of this farm. That was pretty sick out of Doran, actually.
Yeah, it was. Very nice outplay, and DRX are back with the gold lead after after getting this turret plate. Oh, I'm still down 100. But they're about to get it back.
Yeah, there we go.
Right,
and the dredge line is also on cooldown. Is now Shelly is going to park her skull inside this one, and all of that crockery is going to go over to Deft and Carrier. Crucial Barrage also landing onto Teddy here as they're looking to shove this wave out. And the Ezreal, this is scary, man. Assuming he's going to be going for the Iceborne Gauntlet build, which why would you not? It's a very good idea this game. He's going to be very close to getting those 2 items that he's looking for.
Yeah. And that's where things do start to become scary. Teddy and Effort, they're just going to clear out a ward in the alcove. As Pyosik back to farming his jungle, as, yeah, mid lane is really good. And honestly, I think Chovy and Faker are really working on their ping pong game.
Yeah, they really are.
And all that yoga Faker's been doing probably coming in handy.
Yep. Just really like the fact that they're able to be so consistent with their rallies. It's certainly something that they can be very proud of.
True.
As now looking for a back timing is the bottom lane. 2.5 minutes until the Infernal Drake. It's going to be our second of the game. Mountain or a Cloud going to be the next one. Is Chovy going to ult just to get himself to safety. Phase dive. Also gets him out there as ultimate's traded here in the mid lane.
Deft just barely dodging the Callista. Spear right there as Camille now does just have the Phage and the Tiamat. Got herself a second plate up in top. Parallel Convergence not going to be able to get Faker, isn't it?
No, it does get him, and it actually does. He's doing a lot of damage here as well. Gonna have to shift
the
stance. There's the flash. Exhaust comes out, and that is going to be Chovy's first kill of the game. Just a bit of an optimistic teleport there from Faker.
All right, well, a little bit of lost sight here, I guess. That went off a lot faster than I was expecting. As that's a very big kill, because that's not just the kill on Faker, it's the cannon wave missed, teleport going to nothing, plus the minion wave that he was trying to come back to. So,
and the turret plate that Chovy was able to get as well, so it's even more of a swing.
The effectiveness of that kill was just so big. And another Hextech Ultimatum. Can he do it again? How heavy?
Not flash this time. Is going to use it. There's the Searing Charge. Bella's Breath is a little bit late. Haymaker comes down. Cuz very, very low. Canna's going to take a couple of turret shots, but is going to be fine. True Shot Barrage looking for the set, but does not find him. And Pyosik not going to be helping out either. Not going to go 1v2.
And remember how big this is for them to get the Camille.
Okay, Cannon's just going to go the other way. As Pyosik, his eyes are on the red dots. And now Chovy looking for Faker, not going to find the stun. Shifting Sands comes out. Chovy can do that all day though. As you can see, Canna's just going to go back home. Ooh, that was timing.
Well, really.
Oh, there's the Emperor's Divide. Chovy just going to use the ult. Cuz knew exactly where it was going to be. Did have the ult, didn't use it. Sorry, I believe you've been trying to say something for a really long time, and then just like little skirmishes happen.
It's totally fine. Don't worry about me, Atlas. I am perfectly okay over here.
All right.
5 seconds till the Infernal, and Faker had to recall, so this should be a very easy pickup. DRX rolling very well. Now this is a very big dragon for Echo, by the way, given that he auto attacks a lot.
Yeah,
so
double scaling.
The 80 amp is super big. Doran does not have ultimate available. They might not actually contest.
Well, no, the teleport is coming in here. We're
That's
very
a lot
close
of damage.
to the Ornhorn.
By Dragon.
And True Shot Barrage.
That was a good True Shot Barrage. Kana is missing a lot of HP.
This is just straight up a 50-50 though, as Cuz does lock down the Dragon. Good CC onto Doran to stop the Ram coming back, as Chovy with the Parallel Convergence does come out. There's a Showstopper to get over the wall. Cuz actually in a decent position. Haymaker not quite enough there as Chovy just flashes on over. He's got the ulti still, guys, remember, so he can get out of here whenever he wants, but he's not done. Grabs another kill. Damage onto Canna as Faker's looking to try and grab it, and he does, but still worth it there for DRX's mid laner. And Teddy just going to take some Krugs here at the end. But the Drake is taken, so 2 Drakes to nothing in favor of T1, and we have another Mountain Soul.
And so Mountain coming up is very good for both of these team compositions, but T1 winning the Infernal fight, you're really going to give credit to Cuz, as he's won 2 really important Smite fights tonight in this series, even though T1 lost game number 1.
Yep, true.
He has been on point with these things, and Pyosik is probably very close to getting the Umbral Glaive here on Graves. He's going for the Lethality as his item of choice. And we take another look at this Smite fight. He had a level lead, and I really like the patience on Cuz. Doran goes in, misses the knockup, superplex into the backline, ends up dying. Now Pyosik, he had flash during this, so he could have lived. I know the replay bug shows that he does not have it, but he did have flash. Chovy doing his best, perhaps waiting a little too long on the R activation.
Yeah, I think so. I think he was a little bit greedy for the extra kill, but I did like that he was able to do damage with the Chrono Break. It is something that you don't often see doing damage. But that was Chovy's shenanigans certainly distracted from what was happening elsewhere, and the rest of T1 were able to make it out safety with an even trade, and also the Dragon in their back pocket. So definitely a win for T1. You have to remember that DRX will have the Power Spike coming up, where Def will be strong. Iceborne Gauntlet almost there as Chovy gets a bunch of his health back, but I have a feeling he's dead. As later the room King comes down, efforts slowed down, I guess, as Faker is going to jump on top of Chovy here, and they do grab that kill. So we'll see what DRX can actually trade for that, because I think Chovy knew he was dead a very long while ago, and the mid-outer turret is certainly a good prize.
And he managed to buy and delay a lot of time. DRX, they still have the gold advantage. Remember, they're the ones that outscale, except for Camille. So Camille is wow.
She's stunned her.
She's a nice. That's a nice champ. Before 200 years, there was this. I'm not really quite sure exactly what you would call it. She's not a certainly T champion, right? Who, by the way, is my favorite champion designer.
Oh, mine too.
So just throwing that out there. All right.
Yep. There's a certain champion that skips a whole bunch that I'm just a real big fan of.
Zoe.
Yeah, big fan. DRX still with a slight advantage, but not really too much to worry about. But if they do have a lead, then their composition is certainly on the right track. It's not like last game. Last game, if they had a lead like this at 18.5 minutes, we'd say that T1 had already won. not happening this time around. However, bottom lane is very, very even. We know what Teddy can do on this Kalista in the mid game. And T1, they are playing 4-1, basically.
Yeah.
Almost this whole time. They have a fair bit of range wave clear with the Azir and the Kalista. Should be something they can do.
Don't mind the Oblivion Orb pickup on Echo, although if T1 gets a mountain, it does kind of feel pretty bad, because every little bit of magic resist amp that you end up getting through the dragon is a little bit unfortunate for the purchasers of that item. Iceborne Gauntlet was picked up by Deft. He has also the Ionian Boots. 45 seconds until this dragon. It's so important. I don't believe Doran is going to make it to his ornaments, which is very oh, he will.
Yep, okay.
Dings 13. So, just in the nick of time.
All planned is now Faker getting taken down very, very low, and they switch positions there as the Chrono Break comes out. Shifting Sands also there. But big ulti for T1 now on cooldown, and Chovy's going to be back up a bit sooner. 100%. Chovy's actually in a great spot as far as his power right now is concerned. Oblivion Orb, as well as the Sorcerer's Shoes, does give him a lot more mid-game damage than if he had have continued building his Lich Bane.
And remember, this is actually a little surprising, and I'm not sure why they're not just having one member start the dragon. Instead, they're actually going to get forked by T1. They have the pressure coming in from top side, and now T1 are the ones with the low ground. And
yeah, it's interesting. There's a teleport available. True Shot Barrage will find Cuz. But, I mean, Yoshik not anywhere near the pit, so that will be locked down by T1. Now the team fight has erupted. They should be able to take down Cuz here. Good haymaker, but not good enough. Effort very, very low. Counter over the wall with the hook shot. Def not able to find the Mystic Shot in order to get himself that slow. So, they do get themselves one, but 180% worth for T1.
I'm just at a loss of words, though. They had the low ground. Dragon was 4 seconds. They could have just let Ezreal and Karma continue to poke, send Graves to the pit. Graves starts it. They kite backwards. Suddenly, Dragon's missing 2,000 HP. They just fight for the Dragon in the same way they were willing to fight right now.
Yeah.
So, all just very, very perplexing and peculiar decisions coming out by DRX there. And it means that T1 now threatens Soul Point, but also they're champions who don't normally get any resistances. Not the Azir, not the Kalista, the Camille. Getting a lot of value, even though it's only one Mountain Drake.
Oh, 100%. I think that was something that DRX absolutely had to do a better job fighting for. Not going to happen. Still, not the end of the world. Mountain Soul hasn't been claimed yet. It does put so much pressure on DRX in the next 3.5 minutes. Umbral Glaive completed here for Kyoshik, looking for his Black Cleaver as his next item, as Doran will have his next ornament coming up pretty soon. Def, I think, will be going towards Blade of the Ruin King relatively soon, after the Death's Dance is completed, just because otherwise ornament availability going to be a difficult one, as Chovy being found by Cuz. Doran taking a fair bit of damage from Canna here. His hookshot is going to completely whip.
Oh, and he missed the okay.
Yeah, flash comes in. Pioshik not going to flash after him. It's T1. They're just going to start Baron. All right, it's going to be checked. As I like the idea, as Cuz makes it seem like you go completely invincible when you use that, but that was just the shield leaving as the True Shot Barrage went over. Carrier getting the slow, though, as there's the exhaust onto Effort. Blast Cone comes in, but I don't think DRX will quite in the position. There's the ulti out from Cuz. Oh, no. Deft actually flashes out of the way. Effort goes down solo. Baker's dead double for Pioshik. I have no idea how that happened. I thought Deft was 100% dead. And then he flashes to safety and DRX wins.
Athene's Unholy Grail plus the Karma Shield. I told you, Atlas, Karma is one of Aphelios' ex-girlfriends.
I 100% believe you. Do you know when they met?
About 200 years ago. You can find them in their high school yearbook photo together.
1820. All right, Baron taken here by DRX, who have turned this game on its head. Minute 50 on the Mountain Drake as well, and with Baron still lasting for another 60 seconds after that. Certainly good news here. 2-0 for DRX is not something that I was expecting to say, but it's what it's looking like at the moment. Not over till it's over, of course. T1 fans out there still know that this is a team that can take it back. Why is Deft still alive at the end of this? Like, that is insane healing and shield at the same time.
Well, they just I mean, they didn't have enough damage to burst him down during the knockup, and then the shields and the heal would guarantee there's no way at that point. So, Karma giving a lot of value there.
Almost has Ardent Sensor now as well. Forbidden Idol completed. And that's going to be where it becomes a bit lights out. Because Ardent Sensor just does so much work. For Pyosik, for Deft, for Chovy. I mean, Doran even likes bonking people with his big hammer.
And I mean, this is the point of the game where DRX will absolutely get the next Mountain Dragon, so at least they'll have that going for them. And the other thing about this is, remember, we forecast this from the Champ Select. Everything will come down to Camille now. Because the Kalista, Nautilus, Azir set, they're out of fuel. Take a look at Set right now. Look at his items, look at Graves, look at his base levels, look at every other champion in the game. You feel really bad.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're highlighting right here.
Set in the jungle is some messed up amalgamation of Olaf that I have no idea. I have no idea why teams
Empress Divide comes in, and Deft is well and truly dead, but he's going to take Faker with him. Pyosik has to flash to get himself out of the way, and will be taken down. Double kill comes in for Teddy. Chovy gets on top of him, though. He's down very low, but there it is. Able to get himself out to safety. Doran teleports in very, very late. Now Canna gets forward as well. So Faker the only one dead on T1's side. However,
and he can heal up.
Deft and Pyosik both in the death chamber for now. There's the Ornhorn. Great double knock up. The stunts are beautiful. Cuz well and truly dead as now Carrier completely out of mana. And there goes Chovy. No more damage remains here for DRX as Carrier gets himself out of the way of Canna, but I have a feeling he knows he's dead.
And I think that's it, actually. So I was saying that there was no way for DRX to lose this mountain. They had Baron buff. They had all the pieces to the puzzle. And for some reason,
obviously Death True Shot Barrage just takes
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That would have been actually, you would have cursed.
I know, I sort of had to do it just in case.
Every T1 fan would have been in your mention.
Sometimes you have to try.
But take a look at what's going on here, and Faker lands the Shurima Shuffle onto Deft. He gives his life for the fight. Pyosik gets locked up as well. He goes down. Carrier, full-on retreat. And then Chovy fails to land the assassination onto Teddy. Effort manages to stun him up once. And then this was a pretty nice sandwich attempt. But they forgot the peanut butter, as Kana is a very, very big Camille. Doing so much right there. And this is going to mean that T1, they have Mountain Soul. This has made things very interesting.
Very awkward, because the Baron is also, it's up in another 2.5 minutes. Like you were talking about, Mountain Soul claimed by T1. And that's just going to make Canna even more of a menace in a side lane. Might have just been the full swing here for T1. Baron going to be up, like I said, 2 minutes time. And close to 5 minutes, we'll have ourselves an Elder Drake as well. Yoshi coming on over, looking to try and get some damage down on Effort. Not going to be able to do anything. As this is what we're expecting. Canna in this side lane on the Camille only gets better and better as this game goes on. As Chovy gets a depth charge for his trouble.
There is essentially like one timing where DRX can still try to win. And it's through the ornaments on all the champions that they have currently right now, and the fact that Set is still down about 4 levels from every other champion. So even though there is the 2 Mountain Drakes and the Infernal, if they can win a Wombo combo teamfight, get Baron, the death timers are high enough, lane in a good position, they will win. Otherwise, I mean, this is T1's game to lose now at this point.
That's what it's feeling like. Doran does make it underneath his turret. Thought it was a little bit dicey there, meeting Canna in the jungle as Faker's going to move on over. They get a ward down. DRX relatively in the area, but I have a feeling Doran just needs to get the heck out of here. Puts a control ward down, gets the bad news. As T1 not going to be diving him today. But yes. Ornaments have started to come in. I sort of disregarded the Frozen Fist for Deft when I was talking about ornaments earlier on, but I guess it's fine. Being able to get extra mana is actually good. Does equate into damage if you've got the mirror mana.
Yep. And this is the scary thing, is Ornn cannot hold Camille anymore, so it's part of the problem, where it's just going to be this never-ending song and a dance. 20 seconds until the Baron comes up.
And if T1 get that, then I have a feeling it's 100% lights out.
Yeah.
As Bertha takes a lot of damage, but is going to be eventually taken down. So we have a lot of dancing death for both of our 80 carries. Deft should be at a really high power level. Now has himself his Executioner's Calling also, with the double lifesteal already collected by Teddy, certainly going to be working out there as far as the 1v1. They're actually starting off the Baron. All right. T1, they do know exactly what's going on here as Faker. Spot the parallel convergence.
Oh, that is...
And T1 are given a lot of time to set up for this. And in they go. There's the Ornhorn looking for Cuz. Faker gets exhausted. There's the ulti. Deft will find a lot of damage. Faker struggling now against this Ezreal, and in goes Chovy from the backside. Haymaker for a huge shield. True Shot Barrage seems to do nothing, but it's only Carrier that's gone down yet, and Canna getting the heck out of there. It's a 1-for-1 so far, support for mid lane.
And Mountain is just so giga-busted in this game, giving them so much HP, and those resistances as well to boot. Things are just so scary. Even though they ended up getting Faker, you saw the difficulty in doing so, and everything was just such a close call.
I have a feeling Pioshik, Chovy, and Deft can just pop over the wall and take the Baron if they want to.
They could, yeah, they could certainly try. I mean, let's take a look at this one more time. So the Baron's going down extremely slowly. Effort comes in. Carrier, Deft, and Chovy are on entirely different pages. And then look at the, okay, look at this instead.
Yeah, they are going to start that Baron again. Effort's just dead. Canna is on the bottom side of the map. This is a free Baron for DRX.
And this will actually go into Elder, and the only thing that can beat a soul is the Elder Dragon. It is the true Exodia of League of Legends.
I mean, you actually do literally get dragon wings that come down from the sky to kill things. Like, it's like basically Exodia, let's be real.
Yeah. Lord Grompolis, Kevin Ribbiton of Croaksworth being taken there by Kana.
Yep. Had a bit of a name extension.
It's his actual name.
Okay.
Well, Faker ends up going down in the replay, superplexed by Kana, and the Haymaker right there. You can see the so close of a lockup onto Kana. They go over the wall, they start the Baron like you were actually talking about.
Literally what? Yeah, that's cool looking.
And you can see Effort, I mean, he comes in here, he sees what's going on, but too late, ends up going down.
Not bad. Pioshik in for a flank here as in goes the Ornhorn. Doran does find one of the knockups here, but he's looking to save Pioshik. Showstopper comes forward. Face break is good, but Pioshik does get himself out of the way. Effort now going to be taken is now Faker. Finds 3 with his ult, and Canna's taken 2 down already. Doran running for the hills. Chovy, nothing he can do. Deft there in a similar boat. And now the Elder Drake is live, and T1 in prime position to take it. This game is absolutely insane.
This game is super bonkers, as T1 are going to be able to get the Elder Dragon. Chovy is trying to respond, but the teleport is there from Faker. Not even going to be able to raise the mid-tier 1, and had he been able to do that, that would create an interesting dynamic where really every team fight can get scary.
Yeah.
Where you can just run it through mid, not run it down mid, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
As Doran, he starts this fight off, and then he goes for Kana. And they just don't have it. Pioshik flashes out of the way. The Haymaker, Kana hunting for Graves. Manages to get him the knockup as well. Locking up Carrier. And the Camille is just out of control in this game. In the Mountain Soul, it's doing so much because it makes Echoes and Gages almost seemingly invalidated.
Yeah, because he can't get through
Doesn't
that
have enough
amount
damage.
of extra shield. You're exactly right. Now DRX find themselves with a basically no gold lead whatsoever, and you add Mountain Soul to that, especially with this Elder buff for another 1.5 minutes. It means that DRX just are unable to fight. They're just not going to be able to fight T1 for the next little while. Teddy with his Bloodthirst completed as well as a Mountain Soul is just silly. It's just way too much.
Yep. And DRX, their Baron buff is about to dissipate, and I just want to point out that the mid-tier 1 turret is still up here at 34 minutes. Is this the longest mid-tier 1?
It certainly lasted some time.
Because obviously you have perfect games, right? So that's different, but I mean, for a mid-tier 1 that eventually gets taken, is it the longest? That would be interesting to know. Yeah,
the mid-tier 1 of a losing team.
Yes.
Or something like that. I mean, 35 minutes is pretty late for a mid-tier 1. But, you know, I think it's probably not the longest one that's lasted, especially not in a league like the LCK.
And Deft is going Blade of the Ruin King for his next item.
Ooh, Chovy does have a Death Crown.
And I'm actually very surprised that Karma opted for Shurelya's instead of Ardent Sensor, especially given that it's Ezreal, Echo, and Graves.
Yeah. Movement speed isn't as valuable, yeah.
Are really looking for that attack speed.
Yeah. There's a lot of mobility on DRX, so you don't really... sort of like both sides of the coin, not exactly as valuable. Now DRX, I mean, they're going to be in a position where they have to fight. The Elder Drake has worn off now. It's going to be taken down, and Deft is just well and truly dead. Camille's going to take him down. Good knock up there from Doran in the back line, but I just don't think they've got enough damage. Emperor's Divide lands onto one. Chovy goes golden. These forests lasting for quite some time as the set is taken down. Effort having to deal with that Sidewinder as Pyosik down extraordinarily low. The rest of DRX are surviving, and Chovy's even going to make it home. Oh, no, he's not. Effort looking for him there, but phase drive resonance does mean that Effort has to get the heck out of there, and T1 will break open the base of DRX.
The crazy thing is how far ahead T1 is, and yet how almost close these fights are. If they didn't have the Mountain Soul and Chovy got that engage, that was over. That would have just been 3 members instantly blown up. And so T1, they're playing the way that they should in terms of how reserved and cautious they are with how they're going about threading the needle. But DRX, they're not giving up without a fight. You see this, Deft is just locked up. He's not in the fight.
No, he can't do anything.
Time. So take a look at this engage by Chovy, the parallel convergence, so much damage. He gets the Zhonya's off as well, manages to get out.
Actually taxis onto Cuz in order to get out.
And they get the Guardian Angel of Camille, which is very big actually for the next
fight.
That's
true. I didn't notice
because
that.
When you consider that that was a 4 versus 5, Deft wasn't there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have one more song and a dance here at Baron.
Unless Canner is just gonna instantly kill someone with the help of Faker, of course. Faker very close to 6 items, but a funny little book and an Oblivion Orb aren't necessarily going to get him there too quickly, as T1 have started off the Baron. Remember, they have Rend. DRX need to get in here. True Shot Barrage is going to deliver them the bad news, because there is no way they're stopping this. And DRX caught napping just a little bit, just not very many opportunities to get themselves towards that Baron pit. Too much vision available for T1. So, where did DRX go? Having to now deal with super minions in the mid lane. T1 rotating towards this top side. They are going to be able to take down this inner turret and then continue their siege. Feels like the slow bleed out has begun, and DRX don't have too many options.
Well,
Chovy just going to walk on in on top of Teddy. One comes down, Doran misses it completely, and that is a very dead Echo. I have a feeling DRX understand that this game may not have too many legs left. As Effort just playing brick wall. Bella's breath there from Doran is okay. Superplex is going to land onto Deft, though. Arcane Shift gets him to relative safety. As Effort goes down low. Teddy playing frontline. True Shot Barrage finds nothing. And then the flash out from Faker was very interesting. Didn't actually have ultimate, so it wasn't going to be a Shurima shuffle or anything like that. Now T1 looks like they are just going to play it safe by the water. Make sure all of the fences are in place before they get in the pool. All that sort of stuff. Bella's breath is okay. I have a feeling Doran is going to die here. That's fantastic work out of Canna as well. The Haymaker will finish him off, and the Nexus falls for the second time in this series, and T1 will bring us to a tied-up series.
That was an extremely long game.
Yeah.
All things considered, with how